There's an unwritten rule in 2D horizontal games. The player enters from stage left and takes center stage. Welcome to the Red Strings Club. This is you. Donovan. No, over there, behind the bar. This framing lasts for half the game and is completely intentional. Designer Jordi De Paco. This is something I always have to fight a bit with most artists I work with. Usually, I'm not too fond of player-centric designs. This framing, this conversation, is not all about you. The woman who entered stage left is Diana Mays, an NPC, but she is the main subject here. And the following conversation is all about her and her work, and learning what that means for you and the greater plot. Minor spoilers for this, the first of many conversations in the game. Other games are all about you. Interacting with NPCs is more about expressing your character than investigating anyone else's. Even Disco Elysium, a game mostly without combat to fall back on, a game which, like the Red Strings Club, must rely on dialogue, is all about you. Role-playing games are about finding out, who am I? Who do I want to be? But the Red Strings Club is not an RPG. It asks, who is this? What information does she have? And how can I best get it from her? To focus on conversations, on other characters, on the investigation, the Red Strings Club becomes a game of asking questions. Questions are traditionally the most boring part of conversation systems. You can ask them at any time, in any order. It's something you don't even have to think about. Just click on what you want to ask until you're either bored or all the options are exhausted. Then you get to the actually interesting bit, what you are going to do or say. Questions are just the preamble, the exposition. But uniquely, in the Red Strings Club, it's not so much what you ask, but when you ask it. You're Donovan, a magical bartender / information broker, whose drinks create or amplify certain moods. You serve a mix of vodka and absinthe, which makes Diana fearful and paranoid. Then you explore the dialogue tree. You have to think about which questions she'll respond to more openly given her current emotional state. Pride might encourage someone to blab about their current work project, even if it's a secret corporate prototype. Paranoia will shut that conversation down, but might make characters more open to discussing a different subject. It becomes a game of matching the NPC's current mood to different questions, which, if it sounds like a sorting puzzle game, it is. The conversations are the game. They are the puzzle, they are how you interact, they are what you succeed or fail at. Winning this puzzle game is not about passing a skill check or performing some action. It's not about expressing your character, it's about understanding someone else. You have to read between their lines to put two and two together, to figure them out. And to make sure you go deep on this, the game tests you on what you've learned. Designer Jordi De Paco took inspiration from, of all games, Final Fantasy VIII. I was playing it while we were developing the Red Strings Club. FF8 has these seed exams. That system made me aware of many things I didn't know about the game's system and lore. Since the conversations in the Red Strings Club were pretty dense, I translated that system into our game. Akara184, your friendly empathetic android, checks your understanding of the conversation that just took place and what it reveals about the person you just talked to. It changed the way I played the game. It made me realize the hidden depths of these characters and these conversations. I would think about their responses, their reactions, even the type of alcohol they preferred, and it was only then, post-conversation, that I could see what it revealed about their character. I realised playing Red Strings that there was probably a lot of depth in other games' conversations, a lot of subtext that went straight over my head because I wasn't properly engaged. This quiz is a motivational tool used to enhance your engagement with the conversations. For what we tested, after players learned there was a quiz after each client, they started being more attentive to the following conversations. You can repeat the first quiz because it can catch players off guard, but after that one the tension is way better if you know you only have one shot. One shot, yes. The game basically features perma-dialogue. The game has one save slot it constantly overwrites. You can't load old saves. It's okay and fun to repeat a section in action games. There, failure and repetition leads to eventual mastery. The problem with conversations as a puzzle is that, unlike action, everything is exactly the same the second time around. It's tedious to go back and replay dialogue you've just experienced. Repeating isn't mastery, it's trial and error on a multiple choice test. It kills the fun, so even given infinite tries, you only get one shot at succeeding at a conversation and feeling rewarded for it. That's why the Red Strings Club only gives you one shot. Mostly. And it's why it goes to such lengths to motivate you to get it right the first time. That said, the game is not punishing. The Red Strings Club doesn't have any fail states whatsoever. Worst case scenario, if you perform poorly, you don't get to see some scene or learn some juicy information. But the game always moves forward. You don't miss out on much of anything if you fail at setting the right mood before asking a specific question. However, while you get the same information, you don't feel as rewarded. It's lenient with mistakes, but just like the test, the threat of small failures is necessary to motivate you into finding the right solutions. This game of questions and focus on the other characters is not to say the Red Strings Club lacks any focus on the player characters. The beginning and ends of the game are player-centric, and the opinions you express as Donovan form the centre of the narrative theme. I wouldn't say that the Red Strings Club is a game about asking questions, even if that's literally what Donovan does. Any question leads to a discussion, and Donovan usually has to defend his opinions. It's a game about being questioned. But for me, the biggest reason I was so engaged with those conversations in the Red Strings Club is that the questions were a game in and of themselves. A puzzle game of interrogation and understanding that's just as much about the person in front of the bar as the player behind it. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to know how the design approaches making great conversations instead of just my silly little opinions, there's a link in the description to our email interview. Thanks.